Good afternoon. I'd like to call to order the Community Transit Board of Directors meeting for January 7th, 2026. This meeting is conducted in a hybrid format, both in person and remote, and is recorded in live stream. I would like to welcome board alternates Mayor Matsumoto Wright and Councilmember Payne to the dais today, as well as Leela Perkins, the new labor representative to the board pending ratification over there. And so thank you all for being here today. Appreciate it. I'd like to ask Rachel, our board clerk, to call the roll, please.
Councilmember Dunn,
Here.
Labor Representative Perkins, Mayor Marine,
He's coming.
Councilmember Merrill, Mayor Nearing,
I'm here, thank you.
thank you. Councilmember Peterson,
Here.
thank you. Mayor Roberts,
I'm here. Thank you.
thank you. And we have Councilmember Payne. Thank you. And Mayor Matsumoto Wright. Thank you so much. We do have a quorum of board members, and also online we have board alternate Mike Gallagher, and that concludes roll.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Public comments. Do we have anybody signed up today, Rachel, for public comments? Anybody in the audience like to provide public comments today? If so, come to the podium. And I don't see anybody running so we'll close the public comments. Anyone online that needs to give public comments today? All right. Okay, then we will close public comments, and it leads us to presentations. Employee Service Awards. CEO Rick Eltonpritz is going to take that on for us.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chair. If I could invite Diane Sasse to join me up at the podium. You? Ready? Yeah. Okay. We're live. Thank you. Well, Diane is here today, Diane Sasse, who's a staff person in our planning department, to celebrate 30 years of service to community transit. Normally, when we do these recognitions, I'll get up here with an employee and I'll speak extemporaneously, and I may do that a little bit. But Diane is held in such high regard by her coworkers that they prepared some written words, and I want to keep faith with the views of her colleagues in characterizing her contributions to the agency. So if you'll indulge that. Diane started her career as a coach operator trainee and then as a driver, and she worked for many years as a driver and then joined our training department. And in 2019, she moved from the training department into the planning department, where she's been ever since as a senior systems planner. 30 years of service in a single industry builds an extraordinary depth of knowledge that is practical, thoughtful, and grounded in what truly works in the field. Diane has this, and she has shared this expertise freely and consistently sets a standard for exemplary customer service. She's been instrumental in training tens, if not hundreds, of operators, along with numerous service planners, all those young whippersnappers running around the planning department. Because of her patience and her willingness to answer every question, each of these individuals has gained a deeper and more meaningful understanding of our system. Equally important is the genuine care that Diane shows for her colleagues on a personal level. This combination of expertise, generosity, and compassion has earned her universal trust and respect, and she is widely regarded as a reliable and steadfast presence within the organization. Reaching 30 years of service is not simply a milestone of longevity. It reflects a daily commitment to professionalism, care, and a sincere desire to make things better. A clear example of this is seen on every trip she takes with the team, where she provides thoughtful feedback on each turn a driver makes and never misses an opportunity to teach or mentor. And this is one of my favorite anecdotes. In all seriousness, the best example of her care and dedication is the hundreds of hours she dedicated to citing new stops and gathering running times for the 2024 and beyond network. And just to digress a little bit, when we planned the network, when we schedule the service, we model all the run times in order to inform how we're going to schedule and deliver the service. And you gradually get more and more robust in your analysis as you get closer to drawing conclusions. You're still dealing with model outputs and software algorithms. And so what Diane did for the 2024 and beyond network is she went out into the field in a vehicle and drove every route to confirm the running times. So that's a remarkable accomplishment and a statement on her dedication to the agency and to our customers. A couple things her colleagues have shared. Diane is dependable, thorough, and someone who elevates the team. One example that stands out is when she volunteered extra time to help her department coworker obtain their CDL. Her commitment to both employees and the department is remarkable. Another colleague shared, Diane embodies what it means to be service focused. As my in-service instructor, she had me observe our first trip of the day because one, she was aware I was new to this route and would take some time to get comfortable with it. And two, she knew her regular customers had tight connections at UW-Bothell, and she wanted to make sure they got there on time. I got the experience of how a senior operator handles a busy peak morning route, and our customers got to work on time. Throughout all this, Diane has never lost sight of the customer first mindset. She understands that every route, schedule, decision impact real people, and her work reflects that understanding. As a result, she's made a lasting and meaningful difference for both customers and coworkers alike. Outside of this work, many of us know Diane as someone who appreciates life's simple pleasures, and for her, that means fishing. I can identify with that. Hockey, canning, and of course, Starbucks coffee. And I'll just add that they're too numerous to list here, but she received multiple commendations over the course of her career as a driver and as a trainer. And we honored her and recognized her work last year for that work she did in 2024 to support the restructure of our network with light rail opening. So with all of that said, I'd like to congratulate you, Diane, on 30 years of service. Certificate, and I think Eddie wants to get a picture of it. Of course. Would you like to say a few words? No. No? Okay, no, you didn't have to. Thank you. All right.
Okay, thank you, Rick. We're on to, under presentations, Youth Art Contest. Jeff Patrick, I think, is going to bring, come on down, Jeff. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair Roberts and members of the board. I'm Jeff Patrick. I'm Chief Communications Officer here at Community Transit. And we're here to talk for a few minutes today about an exciting topic, the winners of a youth art contest that we've recently undertaken. I'm here with Erin Cummins, one of our amazing campaign managers in our marketing department. And she's going to cover the majority of today's show and tell, but I'm going to offer a few kickoff words here. Youth are, of course, a huge part of our community. They're a future, and they're also a huge part of our current ridership base here at Community Transit. We are making a lot of efforts to get more youth on our system, and that's been facilitated in particular by the adoption of the Climate Commitment Act by the state, which provided funding that we and other transit agencies across Washington are using to provide free youth service. And especially since then, we're doing a lot to engage with youth. Last year, you had the opportunity to hear from Natalie Lawrence of our marketing team. She's here, about our youth engagement efforts that she does in conjunction with some dedicated bus operators who are out at schools a lot. And the contest that we're going to talk to you about today is sort of building on that as a further way to engage with youth. And actually, let's see, let's advance the slide here. There. Oh, wrong way. Sorry. All right, so the goals and objectives of what we're doing here are to create a positive and memorable connection between youth, families, and community transit. We want to further increase awareness among students and families that youth ride for free, And we also saw it as a way to further strengthen our relationships with schools, families, and local communities just in general. So with that, let me turn it over to Erin to tell you all about it.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm excited to share some of the winning artwork that we received through this contest. Um, we were opening this contest to students in Snohomish County, ages 5 through 18 years old. We tried to encourage participation by having a simple and easy form submission on our website. And we incentivized with gift cards and the chance to have their artwork displayed on community transit buses. So with that, we were able to receive almost 100 submissions from students across the county. We saw participation from over 35 schools across elementary, middle, and high school. And we selected 9 final winners of the contest. This was an internal effort. Our wonderful internal communications team helped us set up a whole voting system on our Interact portal, and community transit employees all had a chance to help us select these amazing winners. So with that, I'd like to present our winning artwork. And each winner actually submitted a small story to their artwork that I thought I'd share as well. So as I go through these, I will share what they wrote to explain their artwork as well. So first we have Elaine, and she's a 3rd grade from Silver Lake Elementary. And she wrote that she wanted to draw a lot of friends together, so she drew a double tall bus, as you can see. And Ellie was our 2nd place in the K through 4 age group. She's in 2nd grade from Endeavor. And she said, I drew my friends and me riding a community transit bus together. We're laughing, talking, and having a fun as we ride the bus down roads lined with trees. Everyone is smiling and happy to be together. The bus is a special place that helps us explore, make happy memories, and enjoy the journey with friends. And Clark was 3rd place in this age group, a 4th grader from Dutch Hill Elementary, and wrote, 2 friends have just been dropped off at the mountains for a hiking adventure. They have been talking about it the whole ride over. The sun is rising over the mountains, and a group of migrating birds fly overhead. And you can see the community transit bus that they took to get there. Our next age group was grades 5 through 8, and Brooklyn was our 1st place winner. And Brooklyn's from Whittier Elementary, and wrote, many people of different ages, sizes, and shapes, religious backgrounds, and skin tones all can relate and become friends. And community transit supports all people and helps our community grow and connect socially with each other. And Cassiopeia, 2nd place for this age group, was in 8th grade from Everett, Washington, and wrote, I wanted to honor Seattle history through my art piece. I decided that each character would represent an era of time. I also wanted to draw many types of friendships and writing together. And Hansel was 3rd place for the age group from Links Stickney Elementary, and wrote, transit keeps people on the move. And our last age group was grades 9 through 12, and Mariah was our 1st place winner from Mount Lake Terrace, and wrote, I wanted to incorporate some of my favorite buses and riding with some of my friends. Oh, that wasn't the last one. There were a couple more, but I can. So Lilith was our 2nd place winner, had a very beautiful piece, and wrote, using community transit with friends is fun. And then Kaylin was our 3rd place winner, and wrote, something stumbled upon a peaceful moment in this little world, riding community transit.
Sorry for the miss there. We'll follow up via email with the 2 remaining images.
Yeah. So that was our 9 winners. And next steps, we are planning to do a bus reveal, hopefully in March or April. when we have more details, we will share those. And everybody is welcome to attend. Those who would like to attend will be welcome. We'll share that as we get closer. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm wondering if you could share all the images when you email us. That'd be possible?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, happy to do
Really,
that.
really good. So, any comments on board members? Okay.
Well, if I could you also identify all the schools of the two missing pieces?
Yeah, yes. We will have to put that in the,
That's all right.
yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I have a comment.
Oh, yes.
Kind of
Tom?
tongue in cheek, but I can see it's going to be hard to retire the double talls for the
Yeah. right.
younger kids.
Yes, yeah. Pretty
I
popular.
noticed that
that's
too.
right. Okay. Yeah. Anybody online have a comment? Okay. Thank you so much.
you.
Appreciate it. All right. We're on to CEO report already.
Great.
Rick, it's all yours.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Yes, exactly. Some applause is warranted. Well, we're already off and rolling here in this meeting. I wanted to wish the board and everybody here and whoever may be watching online a rich and hearty Happy New Year. We're getting started on 2026 and we're excited about that. And we're looking forward to a strong 2026. We're going to be celebrating turning 50 this year, and that's going to be a really important and special milestone for community transit. So we have lots of interesting and fun activities planned for the year to recognize those years of service and sort of springboard us into our next half century. So look for more information on that. We're also very excited to dive into our key initiatives under our 5-year strategy, and chief among those are completing our contracted services transition this year and keeping a really keen and intense eye on service reliability as we do that. Turning a new page on service planning and how we approach that with the end of the 2024 and beyond network in sight. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. And of course, advancing the gold line and our other initiatives. So it's a big year and we're excited about what lies ahead. So with that intro, I'll dive into my report and touch on a few things in the written report. I do want to note, as is now obvious, that in addition to the fall elections, we had an ATU Local 1576 leadership election in December, and longtime coach operator Jaswinder Baines was elected the ATU president. I spoke with Jazz last night, and we look forward to working with him in his new capacity. And between ATU and IAM, they have selected Leela Perkins, who's the vice president of Local 1576, to serve as our interim labor representative on the board, and excited to work with Leila as well. I want to take a moment to thank Danny Julien, the former president of ATU and the former labor representative on the board here, for her service and her contributions to our work here. Her approach to this work was characterized by toughness and fairness and also pragmatism and keeping a keen eye on getting things done. And I think Danny will be seen as her under her tenure as the agency having made significant progress in moving the dial on our safety and security response, both how we deter incidents out in the field and how we respond to support our employees when things happen. That was really the signature of her work as leader of the local. So we appreciate all that work and we wish her well and appreciate the opportunity we've had to collaborate on those things. Moving on, we've got board selection next week. I think that's on every board member's and every jurisdiction's calendar for next Thursday. So we're looking forward to that as well. We're hoping to get full RSVPs by this Friday so we can plan that meeting appropriately. The other big thing on the horizon is obviously the state legislative session. So that kicks off Monday. I've been touching base with our legislators over the course of the past several weeks. And we're looking forward to working with them on the short session. Sine Die is targeted for March 12th, 60-day session. The big issue this year is most likely going to be the state budget and the operating budget in particular. Legislators are once again looking at a pretty significant hole on services on the operating side. Governor Ferguson released his budget just before the end of the year. Good news there is he's fully funding all the transit programs that we work with, and that's exciting, but they've got their work cut out for them. So will be down in Olympia and here working to support our delegation. On the federal front, we've got an imminent funding deadline, January 30th. The House and Senate continue to work on various of the appropriations bill. We're hearing that there's likely to be a package of bills on the floor in the House this week that would include the transportation appropriations bill. But things are just getting back up to speed back there. And as you know, we have a number of earmarks in play on both sides of the Capitol. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that. Quick word on flooding and weather. There's a couple of systems rolling through and things have gotten colder out there, so we're keeping an eye out for snow, but right now it looks like it's just rain in the forecast. We've just come through a period of pretty intense flooding, as the board is aware. We had some impacts, and I think the mayor of Stanwood in particular is quite aware of what happened before the end of the year. But we did have a fairly successful response there. We had some interim route reroutes and a brief cancellation of service, zip service in Darrington, based on our inability to get up there, but we rectified that. We provided free trips to flood shelters throughout the course of the event, and we coordinated quite closely with the county, standing by at their request to provide evacuation support. So, so far so good. Obviously, we're just heading into the heart of winter, so we will remain vigilant. As mentioned with service reliability, we're missing more trips than we would like, particularly through the holiday season with PTO schedules and holiday scheduling. But we are continuing to work proactively to manage those, prevent those, and communicate ahead of time when we do have to cancel a trip. This work is really a function of maintenance capacity and the work we're doing to complete the contracted services transition. So we're going to be taking a discerning look at our March 2026 service change to make sure we can underscore service reliability. At the end of 2025, we had completed the transition of all of our community transit express bus routes from our contractor to direct operation, which is a great accomplishment and a great testament to Roland and his team's leadership. We will now start in on the work of transitioning the Sound Transit Express service over to direct operation. So our focus for the March service change is going to be moving the Route 510 and the Route 515, which is a little under 18,000 hours of service, and 22 buses from TransDev to Community Transit. And then over the course of the year, we'll be transitioning over the rest, the 512, which is the single biggest piece of Sound Transit work, the 532 and the 535. So all told, those are just about 50,000 hours of service. So that's our primary focus. We are continuing to work across multiple strategies to underscore and lift up our maintenance capacity, including looking at our recruiting processes and practices and our management practices in the shop. So we'll continue to report on that as we go forward. I mentioned service planning. So the 2024 and beyond network was a multi-year implementation of our restructured network starting in 2024, and we're getting near the end of that. We've got a few more service additions to do later this year and early next. But as we see the end of that service plan coming to fruition, we are starting to think differently about how we plan our network growth in the future. So Melissa and her team and Molly and her team are collaborating along with Roland to take a fresh look at how we plan service, including microtransit as a new product and a new mode in our network. So we are making a lot of progress there, and we're going to come to the board workshop in February to talk about how we're tackling that and to talk as well about how the existing microtransit pilots are continuing to perform because they're reaching their 1-year anniversary. We're supporting that work with a consultant team, and I approved a small change order as that work intensifies. But we're excited about it because we're looking at matching modes and leveraging the strengths of all of our products to provide a better customer experience. So more to come on that, but I wanted to flag for you that we are taking a new approach to looking at our network as we finish the 2024 plan and look beyond it. Regionally here, just news on the travel front. I think folks are well aware now, but it bears repeating that the Revive I-5 project is starting up again, which means we'll see extended lane closures on I-5 between downtown Seattle and Northgate, specifically focusing on the Ship Canal Bridge. It looks like these closures are going to be on and off over the course of the year, with the only major break planned for the World Cup this summer. So we're communicating with WashDOT and with our partners, making sure the public is aware of the alternatives that exist to get up and down the I-5 corridor during this time. We got a taste of this last year during the first round of work, and we were able to navigate that pretty effectively, but we are expecting significantly increased travel times in both directions as a result of the project. Couple more things, the Goodwill property next door, negotiations to determine a purchase or not of that property continue. We're in our due diligence period with the seller. We've extended that 30 days to complete our due diligence work. If we do reach agreement with the seller, of course, we would bring back to the board a report on that and seek authorization to move forward. And last but not least, as I've reported the last couple of meetings, we continue to work with our colleagues at the City of Everett to negotiate a successor agreement to the Swift Blue Line operating agreement. We do not have one yet. So the issue there has been the city's proposal to revisit its financial participation in that agreement. And because it's taking longer than expected, we've proposed that the parties continue the current agreement to give ourselves more time to work through those issues. So that, Mr. Chair, concludes my report.
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it. And on to committee reports. The Executive Committee met on December 17th. Councilmember Daughtry, Councilmember Merrill, and I attended. The CEO report, as mostly as was just shared, was provided. The next committee meeting is scheduled for January 15th at 11:30. And that concludes my report. And so we'll be on to the Finance, Performance, and Oversight Committee. Mayor Naring is here, I think, with that.
Thank you. Pleased to step in and give this report this week of the Finance, Performance, and Oversight Committee for January the 7th, 2026 Board of Directors meeting. Our committee, the Finance, Performance, and Oversight Committee, met on Thursday, the 18th of December, 2025 in the Zoom format. And Councilmember Daughtry and myself were in attendance. The committee reviewed and recommended one item to the consent agenda, approval of the October 2025 monthly expenditures and payroll vouchers will be item 7B through 7F on that consent agenda. The committee reviewed and recommended one item to the action agenda as well. That's resolution 01-26, and that's approving the 2026-2027 budget amendment. With regards to reports, the first is the sales tax report for November 2025 unaudited. And in November 2025, community transit collected approximately $18.2 million in sales tax revenue, approximately $216,000 less than budgeted. A copy of this report is included in your packet if you want further information. And then there was also the diesel fuel update and report for November 2025. Average cost year to date through November 2025 was $3.31 a gallon, while the average cost that was budgeted per gallon was $4. So we're seeing some savings there. This resulted in a favorable variance of 69 cents per gallon year to date through November. And the next meeting of the Finance, Performance, and Oversight Committee will be held at 2 p.m. Thursday, January the 15th, just before our board selection meeting. And this will be a hybrid meeting, as a number of people will want to probably attend live due to the board organization meeting directly after. And that's my report. Thank you.
Okay, Mayor Naring, thank you for that. Appreciate it. On to the consent items. Would anyone like to remove any item from the consent agenda? Right then, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as published here.
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Got a motion from Mayor Marine and a second by Councilmember Payne, I believe. Any comments on that? All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Passes unanimously. We have one action item today. Resolution number 01-26, approving the 2026-2027 budget amendment. And Sally Stouffer's here to help us with that. Hi, Sally.
Good afternoon and Happy New Year. Sally Stouffer, Deputy CFO. Closer, closer.
He's picky. He's really picky.
Usually I'm really loud, so is this better? Okay. Uh, Mary Albert, who normally presents budgetary items, is on some well-deserved PTO. So I will be taking her place. And what I have for you today is a request to approve Resolution 0126 to amend the 2026-2027 biennial budget. This request addresses two separate matters. First, as Rick mentioned, community transit is in the exploratory phase of a potential property acquisition. This resolution provides the budgetary authority to proceed with the purchase should negotiations reach mutual agreement and the board choose to finalize the purchase. The proposed increase in expenditure is $25,350,000 in 2026, along with corresponding increases in revenue for both 2026 and 2027 to reflect estimated potential lease revenues from this property. Second, negotiations for the renewal of the paratransit services contract were still in progress when the original biennial budget was adopted. Those negotiations have since concluded and the renewal contract has been approved. This resolution provides the additional budget authority required to reflect the negotiated contract amounts for both 26 and 27 as detailed in Exhibit A. Staff respectfully request that the Board of Directors approve the proposed amendments to the 2026-2027 budget as presented in Resolution 0126. And I'm happy to answer any questions related to this request.
Okay, thank you, Sally. Unless any board member questions, I bet there might be. Are there anything? I can't see the folks online. So let's just do in-house first, then we'll go to a remote. Any questions from board members here about this today? Okay. How about online? Anything online? Don't see any. All right. Well, no questions. I would entertain a motion for that. I could make it myself.
I'll go ahead and make the motion, Chair.
Okay, thank you.
Move that the Board of Directors approve the proposed amendments to the 2026-2027 biennial budget as presented in resolution number 01-26.
Second.
Okay, the motion made by Mayor John Naring and seconded by Mayor Joe Marine, I believe. Mayor Naring, as a maker of the motion, you have opportunity to speak to it if you'd like. Anything you'd like to add to it? Any questions? You good?
No, nothing additional, huh?
Okay, all right. Any other comments or questions? All right, all those in favor of resolution number 101-26, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Sally. Appreciate it. Okay, that was our only action item. So on to the chair's report. Basically, as it's been mentioned, January 15th is a date you'll want to circle on your calendar. Make sure that you're going to be here. It would probably be important for the board selection. And the next regular board meeting is scheduled for Thursday, February 5th at 3 p.m. And that concludes my report. We have no executive session, so we're on to board communications. And I just take them alphabetically, if you don't mind. Councilmember Megan Dunn, do you have anything for us today?
Hi, good evening, everyone. So I was elected to be council chair, and our process is that our chair and with input from council members select our incoming representatives for outside committees. So we'll have that decision in the coming month, but I would continue to keep this as one of my main committees. So just wanted to provide that update. Thank you.
Okie dokie. Thank you, Megan. Mayor Joe Marine.
Yeah,
You're here.
yes, I'm here. So I was a little late. I got here as quick as I could.
It's the first
And
time that's ever
Joe,
happened, Joe.
I will be the representative. I don't know if you got a letter from us yet. So I at least got that far. And just welcome to Layla. Thank you. Danny did great when she was here. And I still miss Lance. I mean, he was such a longtime member and a great board member here. So, and I hope he's doing well in his retirement. And it's nice to see Councilmember Payne, Mayor Mazzarona Wright, see you seated up here. Both of you very long time regular attendees, even if online. but taking that alternate position very, the responsibility very strongly. So it's nice to see you guys seated up here and looking forward to the 15th.
Wonderful.
And Happy New Year.
Councilmember Tom Merrill.
Yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to Community Transit for helping make the December 20th Volunteers of America Stuff the Bus such a, by all accounts, a very successful event here in Snohomish. It was an event to provide relief for local residents impacted by flooding in the Snohomish County. And by the day's end, the bus was stuffed. I stopped by several times in the morning. It was empty. And by the time it left in the afternoon, you couldn't walk down the aisle. So that was very successful. The bus was able to serve all families that were affected by the Three Rivers Mobile Home Park. That was 15 families. The families received gifts, blankets, new pillows, clothing, and funds to help purchase other groceries and provide. The volunteers pulled together to provide help for people with animals that needed to have livestock and pets pulled together also. I wanted to give a special thanks to the bus operator, Mark Myers, who started early in the morning and was there all day, working an extra long day for the stories he shared, some of which I think were probably even true.
Yeah.
To the event coordinators, Ryan Zavala, Katon Randolph, Junior Patia, Mark Stuart Hogue, and Rich Link, and all the numerous Community Transit and past and present employees that stopped by the bus that day coming out of the shopping center there in Snohomish to offer donations to the bus and to chat for a while with the folks there. And then also to Martin Mangia, who I often see about town, sharing his time to help make Snohomish a giving community. So thank you, Community Transit. It was a great event.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Councilmember Merrill. Appreciate that. Mayor John Naring online here, remote.
Yeah, just Happy New Year, and hope everybody had a great Christmas, New Year, and holiday season, and looking forward to the organization meeting on the 15th. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Payne.
Thank you. I'd like to say congratulations to Diane Sesse. 30 years worth of work here really helps to create the great culture that is here. So working in, the public sector in all of my career, it really does matter to have these long-term employees who really know the ropes and are happy to share. And also congratulations to the students. I mean, that's always fun. It's 9 students who are going to have their stuff put out there in the world, which is so cool. So thank you for supporting activities like that.
Very good. Labor Representative Perkins.
There we go. I'd also like to say thank you to Diane. She was my trainer when I started here at Community Transit. So
30 years ago, right?
no, not quite. She got me beat a little bit on that. Also wanted to thank you for the kind words for Julie, for Danny. Taking care of the members is their heart and soul. And I hope to be able to fill those big shoes between her and Lance. That's a lot to fill. And the last I've heard from Lance, he is definitely enjoying his retirement. So,
Yeah.
yes, he absolutely does. So thank you very much.
All right, Leila, thank you so much. Councilmember Strom Peterson, I believe he's online. He was. Yeah, I think he is.
I am. Yep.
Yeah, good.
Thanks, Chair. Just, Happy New Year to everybody. We'll be heading down to Olympia next week for a 60-day grueling session. So Rick, looking forward to more conversations with you and hoping again to continue my service here on the Community Transit Board. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, thank you so much. Mayor Matsumoto Wright.
Thank you so much. I just want to say that now I ride light rail to downtown and I really miss the double tall upstairs front row seat. I was just thinking about that going, wow, I don't get that view anymore. So hopefully we'll never get rid of our double talls. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Wright. Let me see. Mike Gallagher, anything for us today?
Well, same as all others have said. Well, wishing everyone a prosperous new year. And not much to add remotely from Atlanta, Georgia, other than somebody's got to plug the Hawks. Go Hawks.
Yeah. We thought you were in Briar, but that's just nice. It's in Atlanta. So anyway, thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. All right, on to other business then. Election of interim board secretary. As of January 1st, 2026, Community Transit Board officer position of board secretary is vacant. It is necessary that position be filled to sign board documents until a permanent board secretary election is held on February 5th. Per board bylaws, any board member can nominate. Any board members may self-nominate. The officers may, if re-elected, serve consecutive terms. Voting members may vote or may abstain. The person with the majority of votes will take the position. The floor is now open for nominations for the secretary position. So you can nominate yourself, nominate someone else.
I'll nominate myself.
Okay.
Just to fill in till we get through the election, what, 2 weeks?
It's a heavy commitment, Joe.
Yeah, I know it's heavy.
Yeah. And then thank you for your service, really. Okay. Your willingness, anyway. Other nominations? Any other nominations? Anybody online? Nominate? This will be an easy vote, I think. All those in favor of Joe Marine being the temporary or the board secretary position through the next board secretary election, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Pressure? Yeah, so we'll have Joe Marine as our secretary position through the next month. Thank you, Joe, for your willingness to do that. So is there any other business for the good of the order? Anything else we need to do today? Not from staff? Okay, this works. Well, I'll adjourn the meeting at 3:41. Thank you for coming.
There we go.